Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Court of the Rings here on twitch.tv/LOTRO stream, youtube.com/Lord of the Rings/live, and facebook.com/LOTRO. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late. I actually was running into a game client issue. I had to, so I was pulling the game client from an internal network rather than, say, just updating the regular thing. And so I had to, long and short of it is I have to copy it over, so it'll be a few minutes before I can get into the LOTRO game client. But we got a few things we can talk about anyway, about 5 minutes before I can get in, which should be fine. We can talk a little bit about the news and some of what we got going on. Here to answer your questions if I can. Let me start off by introducing Druid's Fire. Hello, Druid's Fire. How you doing?
I'm remembered this week. Yay!
Nice. All right, so probably in terms of LOTRO stream, one of the things that we have going on is tomorrow from about 10 a.m. until midnight, we're going to be doing a Movember live stream. You know, this is all based on volunteers taking part and choosing to do this. We are raising funds for Movember with a long LOTRO stream, so if you've got something going on, if you're in game and just kind of want something on in the background or what have you, feel free to stop on over at twitch.tv/LOTRO stream, 10 a.m. until midnight tomorrow, Saturday, November 17th, for a Movember live stream. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking at least a couple hours here, probably in the early afternoon. I have actually 3 fundraisers I'm doing tomorrow, which is spirit of giving, I guess, huh? But anyway, so we got Movember, and you can donate at mobro.co/Jerry Snook or moteam.co/Standing Stone Games with a little hyphen between standing and stone. So anyway, that's what we got going on Saturday. And what do we got going on here this afternoon then, Druid's Fire?
I don't know. What are we doing tonight, Brain? Gonna try to take over the world?
Corey Olson's got some stuff going on, and then you've got some stuff going on this afternoon as well, correct?
I do. I haven't actually decided what I'll be doing either. I might let chat decide whether I'm gonna do the regular server or the legendary.
Yeah, I have actually been in kind of the same boat here for today's show, whether or not I should do legendary or Landreval. I think I might do, if I'm going to have a couple hours at least, just relatively uninterrupted gameplay hours tomorrow afternoon, I'm thinking maybe I should just pop a hit on Landreval and see how much I can tear through in, let's say, 2 to 3 hours on Saturday. So that sends us, I think, to Ithel today.
Okie dokie.
That's my thoughts on it. If people feel strongly otherwise, that's fine. Whatever you guys want to see is fine with me. Thank you, Maricruz. It is cold and snowy here in New England. We had our first snow of the season just in time for the evening commute yesterday. So that was a lot of fun, and a lot of people digging out. It was raining and cold and everything today, so good weekend, frankly, to stay inside and get some LOTROing in. Did we paid Shroud to play LOTRO? No, that was a happy coincidence. We were not aware that Shroud was going to be playing Lord of the Rings online until he started doing it, and that's exciting stuff. He's a very large Twitch streamer, and has been bringing in a huge amount of numbers from people watching him play Lord of the Rings online. So that's awesome. Thank you so much, Shroud, for doing that. And it's been a lot of fun to watch. So, let's see. Nerd Cleric, I don't really feel like I can get techie enough on this one, but any tips to create a stable or a more stable frame per second within the client to limit hitching and stuttering? I mean, I would say a lot of it is going to be backbone of your tech, so make sure you've got an SSD, make sure you've got lots of RAM, make sure you've got a nice fast processor, make sure you got a decent graphics card. Something like a 1060, 1070, 1080 if you want. Should get you a pretty stable frame per second based on my own personal experience. To reciprocate the DDO stream team joining us for Extra Life, the LOTRO stream team is raising money for Movember, a men's health charity. Yes. So that is true. Rather, it used to be that 1 year I do, or 1 month I do Movember on DDO, I do Extra Life on LOTRO. And I wanted to just combine the two this year. I'm doing a lot of work relating to these charities, but it's fun, it's fine. But it's basically October and November are busy times for me regarding these things. So it just made sense to combine them together this year, not just because they're raising money for Extra Life with Shroud Palooza on the DDO side, but also just to, why not combine the forces there? So hopefully you all have been enjoying that or not. First yay, then shock from Beardless Face. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
All things shall pass.
Yeah. Let's see. So, Lightning says, since U23 stat tomes are, quote, worthless in their current state with the current stats in these tomes because the stat inflation that U23 brought basically minimized their value. I appreciate the feedback on that. I'd be curious if others feel the same way, and if so, what specific stat tomes do you feel have become perhaps non-desirable in the current game state? That's something we could perhaps take a look at in the future. That's a good question, Missy89. I don't know. I assume there are some UI elements, at the very least Lua plugin scripts that should be able to assist you with your issue of not being able to see white on the side of the screen very well. I would check the user-made UIs to see if something like that can help you out. Yeah, sorry, Roman Noir, I don't really know anything about that. Any plans to make Rift harder? Not really that I've heard of. What is Movember? Movember is a group that raises money. The Movember Foundation raises money for testicular and prostate cancer research and support programs to help people who are struggling with these cancers. In addition, this year they have put as a focus suicide prevention. And so they're donating to some mental health groups and things like that. And you can find out more at Movember.com. How much RAM do I recommend? I don't know. I mean, if you know, there's, I guess, speaking on behalf of the company here, I just kind of have to go with whatever the min specs are, you know, for that. But my personal impression is I don't think you should be doing much PC gaming in 2018 without at least, what, 6 gigs of RAM? Does that seem about right? I myself have 32. Yeah. When will the raid be on Bull Roar? Should be fairly soon. I don't think we're going to probably try to do it before the Thanksgiving break, but my guess is not too long after that. Helios, why was monster damage level 40 to 50 range not adjusted in yesterday's patch? We're doing it incrementally so that we can hopefully get it in a better place. So if we need to, we can make some adjustments there. When am I going to wear the kilt? I am going to probably wear the kilt on the Friday of PAX East, because that is tentatively when I'm going to be doing a player meetup for both DDO and LOTRO. And I will probably wear the kilt to that.
That design for that kilt is... I had fun making it.
Yep.
Can't wait to go shopping for fabric. It'll be amazing.
As Karath, do we do anything to the bleeds in the new update on Legendary? Only whatever's on Legendary is also on Live. I believe there was a release note, though, about bleeds recently, so check the release notes on that. Any word on gear binding from the new instance's bind to character bug? What is the bind to character bug on gear in the new instances? Can someone help me out?
Ask Chromite. He will be able to give you a full and in-depth answer.
You're welcome, Angelic Peach. There has not been talk to make a T2 Rift. How long does it take for tech support to get back to a VIP player requesting help? It depends on the ticket load. I would say within at least a couple of business days. So Jan says there are too many knockbacks and stuns and the mobs and caverns. You know, we are continuing to do some balance work there. They want it to be bound to account rather than bind to character, sure, but why is that a bug?
If it was advertised as being bind to account.
Was it? Okay.
I don't know if it was. I'm asking you.
I don't know either. I'm sorry.
Sounds like one to write down and check later.
Yeah. All right. I'm just taking a look at Facebook as well. I have not heard of the Samwise Gamgee pack coming back. Sorry. Okay, it sounds like there is a bug relating to some timer or something like that where it's switching from bound to character to bound to account, or bound to account to bound to character. I assume our QA team is aware of that one. I apologize for not being that person. All right, let me log into the actual game client here so that I can play on Ithil. By the way, I did go to Chris Pearson and I said, okay, what is chiseled in stone the proper pronunciation of our two new legendary servers? And was told Honor and Ithil.
I'll be there in just a second.
You're almost ready with all of your characters, someone from Facebook says, to go to Moria. When I buy that expansion, will it work across the current and legendary servers? You are a VIP subscriber. Yes, it will. Any purchases made that apply to both the legendary and the live servers. Any plans to nerf Minstrel DPS 1 to 50? We are top deeps in that area. I haven't really heard of any plans to do that. Oh yeah, we're just gonna destroy them, man. They're gonna be the worst damage ever. We think you'll like it. No. I have heard no plans. I apologize. Mickle Delving likes to be called Mike. That's always been my personal opinion on it, yes. Yes, I believe it is Mickle. Right? Alright, I am an Archet. Prologue and Urgent Summons. Talk to Elizabeth Honeymead. And a whole bunch of other people as well. What do I got going on? Prologue? Where's that again? That might actually be out of Archet. It looks like most of my work is actually out of Archit. So I guess I'll be heading to the other side there.
You already went to Coom last time, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. I have someone over by the gate I can talk to. Yeah, Lisbeth Honeymead, proprietor of the Comb and Waddle and Comb. Yep. Any timeline on the dev letter? Well, I have to admit that we have been so busy with the launch of the Legendary server and Update 23 and everything else going on that we just have not really had time to even start working on a producer's letter. I apologize, but you know, we've had priorities. I'm sure we will get one either before the end of the year, towards the end of the year, early next year, something like that. But, man, who is this idiot person I'm supposed to talk to?
Give me just a moment and I will join you.
It's all the way up on this platform thingy.
You're in big head mode.
Yep. I haven't really gotten anything done here yet. I've just been kind of putzing around. Actually, I've been trying to find this stupid NPC, but why am I not seeing it?
Which NPC are you looking for?
The one for Builder Ear.
He should be close to the gate between.
Oh, collect the
Archit
toolbox.
and...
Oh, that's because I'm looking for a toolbox on a person.
Yeah.
Yay, I did the thing. I would love a little bit stronger of a quest tracker myself. I am not very map prone. It's not a LOTRO thing, it's a video game thing for me. I'm just not a real map prone sort of guy.
You're not map friendly?
Yes.
Whereas, you know, I'm super map friendly because of Lord of the Rings. Well, actually, The Hobbit. And Bilbo's love of maps.
Don't forget, the 10th annual Grand Elven Ball will be held on November 24th on Laurelin. Excellent. And there's a link to the forum thread about that in chat. Any news on Black Friday sales? No, I apologize. We are not a big box retailer who is announcing things ahead of time. I apologize. We are working behind the scenes on a lot of really good sales, of course, for this extremely important retail season. And I think we got some killer stuff for you, but we cannot announce it until next week. I apologize.
I made out like a bandit last year on those sales, so hopefully they're as good as they were last year.
My personal opinion, better than last year.
Interesting.
Wait a second. Room at the end of the hall. Okay. Oh. There's a staircase here. Can't expect a Bjorning to walk upstairs. I am playing on Ithil.
What do you need?
We have seen the population start to level out a little bit with our free character transfers. Oh, and by the way, I should probably mention that. Yeah, we do have free character copy or transfers available between Honor and Ithel. And that's running really through the end of the year. The idea is you can play on one, you can play on the other, you can figure out which one you want to be on, where your friends are at, all that sort of thing. And then just move for free between the two servers there. So, you know, kind of figure out what you want to do. Now, the most important thing, I have been told, is that you wait 24 hours between character copies or character transfers. It helps with your massive item database and what have you, so yes. But other than that restriction, you can go nuts. I have not heard, Lightning, of plans to add a lot more hooks to kin houses. Is next week Thanksgiving Black Friday for the non-Americans? Well, it's to the extent that they have to live with our Black Friday and Thanksgiving, yes. And that is next week, correct.
So here's a question for you, Jerry. You being vegetarian and all, what do you actually do for Thanksgiving, since obviously you won't be having turkey?
Well, historically, I have done things like had a tofurkey, or just like kind of a vegetable pie and things like that. There's a whole bunch of kind of neat things you can do there. In the recent years, I've kind of had this dumb thing that I've done, because I like to be ornery and stupid sometimes. In case you haven't noticed, yes, I've kind of gone for the most pathetic Thanksgiving dinner I can think of for the last. This will be year 3, I believe, and year 1 was a microwave burrito and a glass of water. And the second year was, what did I do? I can't remember what I did last year now. I'm tempted to say a bowl of cereal and a diet caffeine-free Pepsi, something like that. And so we'll see what I end up doing this year. I will probably do a pathetic Thanksgiving dinner again. Oh man, oh, this is patching up again. What is wrong with my game client? Oh no.
Did you break it?
I think I did. Ah, cool. Good. I'm back.
I might actually stream on Thanksgiving, because I don't actually. I got the day off. I'm excited about that. I don't normally have. Well, my company got bought out a year and a half ago, and previously, my company gave folks who had tenure like mine all of our usual holidays off. Well, the new company doesn't do that, so I have to petition to get it off, and I got it off. Yay!
Still behind on charity items. Yeah, so because of the launch of, update 40 and 41 on the DDO side, 23 in the Legendary server, along with Black Friday and holidays planning and things like that, November-related planning, I have not had a spare moment to get people their stuff for either Extra Life or Movember. I do have most of that put into an Excel spreadsheet, so I am part of the way there, but man, do I still have a lot of work yet to do. And I'm sorry, there's really nothing I can do about that. It's just where the state of things. I promise you I will get to it as soon as I can. And I wish it could be sooner, but it cannot. So, I apologize. I'm the worst fundraiser ever, but I just have not had available time. Alright. Search a Black Wold Recruits pack. Okay, that's over to the east in Chetwood North. I still have Reconnecting Ties over there. Don't know about Beneath the Hanging Tree and Mourning the Dead. Okay. Question regarding overall difficulty on Legendary server. Would SSG be able to provide additional scaling systems in the form of, let's say, a pocket item that increases incoming damage by maybe 200%? Or maybe even a specifically scaled hardcore server. Many veterans are disappointed with the lack of the challenge on Legendary. Thank you so much. So, I think theoretically, at least several of those things would be possible. I think you could create an item that would have a negative impact on incoming damage. And I do believe you could theoretically create a hardcore server, although it would be a very significant thing to do. But I think you theoretically could do those things. That said, we have not really had any plans to do that. We are working on scaling, and we know that scaling is being frequently adjusted in recent weeks, and it's going to continue to be for a little while here.
Stay a moment. Might I take a moment of your time? Stay and have some tea.
Okay.
Derp has a great idea. If you want to make your own hardcore, just don't add any gear. Do a naked run, not literally naked dwarfs. Okay.
Yeah, I mean the idea of having.
Just put gear on and see how it goes.
So we have, some work to do in this regard and what have you. But there is an intention to continue to tweak balance in a way that is hopefully, more what people want to do or would like to see, where we have kind of a lot of choice available. It's just taken a little time. Okay. At least get some veggie pizza. So that's the idea. Is like everyone always goes so nuts on Thanksgiving, and I happen to not have a lot of family in the area for Thanksgiving itself. So for me, it's mostly just hanging out on my own, and to some extent, or with a couple of friends or what have you. But I don't really feel like a massive kind of gluttonous dinner or whatever necessarily is what I want to do for Thanksgiving. So for me, the idea of just kind of deliberately circumventing the idea of the massive U.S. Thanksgiving dinner is fun for me. So that's really why I've been doing it.
You should come play LOTRO for hours and hours so we can actually get your...
I'm not saying I don't have things going on. I'm just saying one of those things will not be cooking a massive Thanksgiving dinner for myself. I do like tofurkey, though. I am a tofurkey supporter. We have a couple more things we can do around here before we...
You do. I'm not doing the quests in this area. I'm just here to save your sorry carcass in case we run across the elite warg who likes to roam around here.
Sweet. Life has been keeping me busy, that's for sure. What? There you go.
Monitor your bleeds there, dude.
Yeah, I could do that. Saying I should drink a potion?
Saying you're at half health and you got a bleed on you.
Yeah, it's fine. Alright. Boom.
I'm not playing a minstrel. I don't have any healing on you.
Apparently there was some drama in chat, but I haven't really been paying close enough attention to it. I apologize. Hopefully it was okay.
Yeah, people got
Yeah.
a little bit uncivil, and the mods dealt with it. And then
Okay.
people got uncivil about the mods doing their jobs.
Oh, yeah, about the thing about if you're a vegetarian. Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, we did bring up
Yeah.
vegetarianism on the stream, so...
True, but
Yeah.
telling people to leave the country is not exactly practical.
Man, what if the guy was offering to buy me a plane ticket to Europe for Thanksgiving? I would totally do that.
And,
Yeah.
you know, expedite you a passport and everything.
I've got a passport. I just have never had a chance to use it.
You should, you know, hop in a car and drive around Prince Edward Island. That'd be fun.
Sure. This is on Ithil. Let me kind of quick go over questions. Are there any quest line beyond Shadows of Angmar? Yeah. Any plans to make essences tradable or craftable, or just make obtaining them a little bit more predictable? We've been reading your feedback, but don't have anything to announce right now. So Kelly is basically saying that on Facebook that they've been getting shredded at low levels and kind of wish we'd stop messing with the difficulty. That is our intention too, is to really get it finally in a good place, because, you know, balance has always, I mean, it's a never-ending sort of battle, right? But it has been challenging in recent months, but part of the reason this is being done is so that Vastin and the systems team can get it permanently in a better place. And that's the goal here, is to be able to do that. So hopefully we'll be able to find sort of the spot that you want, and then in the future we'll be able to fix it much more systematically and more easily than we would be able to do without this underlying work, despite the fact that it is causing, as you state, you know, some stress to some folks. So
Yay, you dinged. And you turned into a burr.
yep. Although really, I think a bear should be able to ride a horse.
I think Bjornings should be bear form for their mounts if they so desire. Hey, you want to kill an elite?
Do I want to kill an elite?
Yeah, the warg is up.
All right. I'm sure this is going to go great.
I've already got my undying title, so I'm good if I die.
Clearly, having an undying title isn't something that I particularly concern myself with. But I wouldn't mind not dying here. All right.
As a hunter, I have an awesome cleanse that helps with bleeds and stuff. But I haven't played a Bjorning in a long time. What do you get?
What do I what?
As a hunter, I get a cleanse that helps with the bleeds that are what's killing people here in low levels. What do you got as a Bjorning? Because I haven't played mine in a long time.
Well, so far I don't have much, but I have like a heart on here. I love it when they knock you off your horse. That is super funny. It cracks me up. They did a great job on animation for it.
Yeah, the poor horse.
He's fine. He or she is fine. They come right back.
Alright, you got all your quests done here?
I think so.
What is this war coming
Defeat
to?
Koval Woodwright. So I guess maybe not.
You have to wait for him to respawn.
No. Pasco's uncle. Oh, yeah, yeah. Old Bauman's farm. So, yeah, I suppose we should go to Old Bauman's farm while we are here. Yeah, so thank you so much, Merxer360, on enjoying the Legendary server. I think, you know, we saw a really fun kind of outpouring of community interest in our Legendary servers, and the last week, you know, has been super fun. Not just, I think, for the players, but for us as developers and everything, too. We've been really enjoying seeing people like the Legendary world and have fun with it and just kind of hanging out with friends and family and what have you. And we've been playing a bunch, not me personally so much because I've been busy, but, you know, a lot of good stuff happening here. And it's been a lot of fun, and I hope you've been enjoying it, because I know we think you have, and we certainly have had server queues and all that sort of thing, which is an indication that, hey, there are some people playing this thing, and it's been a lot of fun to watch. And frankly, for those who care about it, our Twitch numbers are way up. A lot to do with Shroud, because he's got a huge audience. But
Yeah,
even
20.
beyond him, though, it's been a real step up. It's been cool.
And the rest of us have also been seeing a little bit of
Yep.
additional folks sniffing around because Shroud played it. So people are like, hey, what's this game? So
Yep.
we do our best to be brand ambassadors for you.
Ooh, someone from Hawaii. Coldfell's Warden. Very cool.
Cold Fells!
I bet it's much nicer there than it is in Massachusetts today, where it is cold, 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 and windy, 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 and super snowy. It's
You see Cold Fells'
And
name
rainy.
every time you walk in the office.
I'm sorry, did you need something?
okay. Bring the lockbox to Constable Stageford. Where did the constable go? He is back in Combe. So yeah, let's head to Combe now. Do some more turn-ins there.
Dusty Moose is in the house. Everybody, hide your ranger pants.
I know we be having snow already. Yes, we be having snow already. I know it's been you know, it's bound to happen eventually in New England, where it gets actual winter and it gets really cold. And regardless of how much you try to plan ahead for it, you're never prepared. You're always like, no, but just one more weekend. So,
You are not prepared.
Yeah.
I'll go to some other game I never play.
Greetings. Would you do something for me?
Another ding. Good on you.
yeah, well, it's low level here, right? So you got.
Oh my god, Wayward Plane. You might need to get the sweaters out. It's 61 degrees in
Oh,
Florida.
yeah, speaking of Wayward Plane, welcome Wayward Plane to LOTRO stream.
Might I speak with you a moment?
Wayward Plane is going to be doing a show. Remind me, it's Saturday, right? Saturday.
Yeah, her first official
Adjusted the
show is
calendar
tomorrow
yesterday.
during
Yeah.
November. Oh.
Yeah, and let me get the regular time for that.
Cold Fells
Oh,
Warden.
you're not on the calendar yet, but it's
Tomorrow at 8.
p.m. Yeah, 8 p.m. Okay, good. I didn't want to say it wrong, as I want to do.
what you need.
Ely Cutleaf. Northwest corner of Combe on the banks of the Combe. Or. Okay.
I still can't get over how Scenario et al. Had changed the hills around Arch and Boom. It was amazing.
Oh dear.
Alright. Talk to Ellie Cutleaf and Constable Sageford again. Oh, that's Constable Underhill. Constable
Baker's over here.
Oh, where are you?
Follow the little green dot.
Okay.
Going the wrong way.
Or the yellow dot?
Yeah, that dot.
Oh,
yeah,
nope, that dot. Nope, the green dot. Okay.
Not the arrow.
Yep.
I see a Nathrian running around. Nathrian, of course, being one of our community members who is super hip on posting pictures of weapons and cosmetics and letting the community see what's what.
Cool. Alright, so now let's go to Ellie. And that's the other direction. You have very similar AKG headphones? Yeah, nice. I'm always ready to talk tech when I can. When did we start the Legendary server? What, it was a week and a day ago? Is that right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was Thursday actually, last week, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Where you live, only about 6 hours of daylight right now. It'll only be around 3 with winter solstice. Yeah, it's been dark at around 4:30-ish here, and that's been kind of rough. But nothing like that, though, thankfully. Are we still planning to fix things on the regular servers, or is Legendary the priority now? We will be fixing things on the regular servers. This is parallel. Well, actually, it's not even parallel development because you've got the same development happening on both servers here. It's just a matter of what unlocks where. I don't think there's anyone to talk to here, so I think we're just heading back out to the woods.
Well, it's being better than being taken out to the woodshed.
Yeah. So the new server is like Shadow of Angmar only? Yep. It's a completely fresh new server. Same client for both.
It's pretty much the same the same server stuff. It's just the stuff that's supposed to be beyond content levels locked away.
Can someone say whether I... Okay, here's Facebook. Sorry, I lost Facebook for a second. Can someone say, did I answer the question about trash mobs in caverns? I did, I think. If the issue was that they were too not difficult enough, will we start having a challenge? Yeah, I did talk about that. And we do have balance work to do, we recognize that. Any thought of extending the release of content on the Legendary like 6 months instead of maybe 4 months? We'll see what kind of pace ends up making the most sense, but our current plan, and the one we will be sticking to for the next probably couple updates at least, is 4 months. But ultimately we'll do what makes the most sense for the Legendary world and story server, like kind of pacing and stuff. Okay, why am I getting... Oh, okay, because that's where the yellow dot is. Got it. Hello, Amanda Lane over on YouTube. Oh yeah, Skunkboard's Den Miller, that's what I'm doing here. I don't have anything against you doggies. You're the ones attacking me. So, Telerian, we don't want to really have different endpoints for Anor and Ithil, Anor and Ithil. I mean, we want them to be at the same pace at the same time. I mean, we've seen a huge outpouring on both worlds, but, you know, Anor opened first, and people have been having server queues. I mean, we've frankly have as many people on that server as we can handle. And so... So I still only have 1 of 8 defeat wolves at the wolf den.
This isn't the wolf den.
Oh, isn't it?
Nope. Followez-moi.
Okay.
Coldfells is a man after my own heart. When can we get shields back for champion?
What do you mean?
Well, when the game launched, champions were able to sword and board, and at some point afterwards we could not and became dual wielding or two-handers only. We used to have a viable blue line tank spec, and where the heck are you going, sir?
I was going to the next dot. Coville Wood, right? He's just over here, actually. Is the T3 version of the raid really being released in 2019? Because that is really bad. I don't know what the timing is on the T3 release of the new raid. It wouldn't surprise me if it dipped into January, but I don't actually know what the timing is.
Because holidays, yo.
Yeah. I mean, typically we're going to stick to our cadence of releasing that stuff a couple weeks after the release of initial content. So whenever the raid gets released, the intention will be to get the T3 version out within, let's say, 3 weeks.
Give folks time to get the lower gear first to be able to do T3? I think that's what would make sense to me.
T3 is Tier 3. It's the new T2C, so to speak. We're doing a Tier 3 of kind of new raids and instances and such. Any word on what the next area will be? Oh, it'll be Mines of Moria.
And you done dinged again.
Yeah. Alright, so I need to defeat wolves at the wolf den, find Rurik's master key, and then that's about it. So defeat wolves in the wolf den and then find Rurik's master key. And Rurik's master key should be off to the west slightly somewhere, huh? Any plans to make the black loot boxes stackable? Huh. Not a terrible idea, but... I have heard of no such thing. Alright. Yeah, so Lashley 1337, we can, if we, particularly if we get a lot of feedback from folks here that they would like to see it, we do have the ability to kind of tweak our release pace on that based on, you know, commercial and public interest. So I'm trying to figure out where the heck this, I assume I'm looking for the master key and I'm not seeing it anywhere. Any idea where that might be?
Whose key? Rurik's key?
Yeah. Not seeing anything over here.
You haven't said is your quest focus? Because I haven't done the intro area here in a long
Yeah,
time.
I have.
It's also possible that other people are questing here, so...
Oh, that's true. That's true. That could very well be what happened there. So I would have assumed it would be back here.
Yeah, there's supposed to be dudes in here, so I think somebody killed them already.
Okay. Alright, cool. Let me answer a couple questions then. Sindala, we will be working on crafting improvements in the future here, but nothing really to announce right now. Will we ever get any new hobbies? That comes up quite often. I would imagine at some point we will, but we have nothing to announce there. Okay. Mr. Alexman, I can't talk about population numbers, but your number is inaccurate. How are Vassen's balancing attempts coming along? So part of what he's doing is getting it in a place where adjustments can be more effective and more quickly made. And so that has its ups and downs, as I'm sure he would be happy to expound upon how frustrating some of that stuff has been.
Did you get the key?
Yes.
Cool.
No news on PvMP for the legendary worlds.
No news? Just no news.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't pass along info that doesn't exist. Oh, do you know where that wolf den is?
Yes, sir.
Let's take care of that then before we head back. As much as I hate to. These poor little wolves didn't do anything to us. Did they?
I don't know. I just do remember that on Bull Roar, when I was helping scenario test, the escape routes from Archit from the starting instance, I found these wolves and they were all red to me. It was amazing. Yes, Jamie, we know the Den Mother is at the house. We've already done that quest. He was doing another one over here.
Yep. Can we get a clearance sale on sturdy steel keys? No, we are working to create an implementation where you will be able to turn in those sturdy steel keys for old loot boxes. And that's coming real soon.
I have a ton of steel
Yeah.
keys across my account. It's ridiculous.
We're basically hooking it up to an NPC that'll just kind of do a trade for you there.
I just want to make sure I'm understanding it correctly. The vendor, you turn in a sturdy steel key, and the loot box or whatever box you get for it will already be unlocked, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it's basically trade a key for an old loot box through an NPC. And then at some point we'll probably remove sturdy steel keys entirely from the game, but this allows people to, or no longer appear, right? And so people can just kind of use up what they have and get stuff.
There's like a conga line of dusk wolves following you, which is actually kind of hilarious.
That's fine. Let them come.
Actually following it quite a long distance.
So any plans for more character customization? I mean, we always love doing as much of that as we can. I guess it's maybe a little too broad of a question to really be able to answer effectively. Did the Duero Scholar help SSG with translations for this update? I think that there have been at least some kind of unofficial back and forth when necessary with Duero Scholar, and in regards to, hey, you know, and frankly, the peeps here kind of know their stuff in a big way. But I do think there was a couple times where they've like, hey, what do you think? You know, kind of pass things off between each other and such. So I think so.
Darnold has a really awesome idea that I think a lot of the Mythgard people have been campaigning for. A tourist mode where you can't attack anything, nothing can attack you, you just basically sightseeing. Bundle that with a detached camera, I'd spend some stupid amount of money on that.
Nice. All right. All right, so we're going to be wrapping up the show here in just a couple of minutes. I know that Corey Olson's going to be doing some stuff today. Just a quick reminder, from 10 a.m. until midnight tomorrow, we'll be doing LOTRO streaming right here on twitch.tv/LOTRO stream, raising money for Movember. You can find out more by going to Movember.com. You can find out some incentives for donating over on the LOTRO forums. I hope to see you tomorrow. I should be on in early afternoon and go for at least a couple hours here. Hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you again soon. Have fun, everyone.